Hey, welcome. Sam Visnick here, Release Muscle Therapy. I'm in my office here in Santa Monica. Today we're going to do another review for a product, and in this one we're going to be looking at the Everyfun percussion massage device. So shout out to Everyfun for sending me this to take a look at the review. And as you can tell over here, I am no stranger to massage percussion tools. I've been using these for almost about 18 years now. One of the first ones here was the Vibracussor, DMS, all these ones that have been around for a long time. But now, of course, with this big uptick in popularity for percussion tools, we have a lot of different options out there. And I'm going to give you my honest review and what I found with the Everyfun. So right away, there's a few things that I look at when it comes to these percussive tools and trying to determine the difference in value for each of them. And one of them in particular is looking at, I think probably the most important thing, which is the speed of any of these tools. So some of the earlier models in percussion didn't have a lot of variable speeds to them. The one unit, which I loved, had 10 speeds to it, which was awesome. But every other unit, it appears after that, did not have variable speeds. And let me tell you that, in using this for so long, every area of the body will respond better or worse to certain variation in speed, but also different people like different speeds. So having a different speed option is probably one of the most important things. So when we look at the Everyfun, when I pulled it out of the box here, it's not a true unboxing because when I had opened it up, you have to charge the unit first. Kind of a bummer, but that seems to be kind of standard for a lot of these devices now. So in looking at that, the first thing that we can see here is we have multiple speeds. And we have at least 5 speeds on here, which is very, very good. The tool itself has a really nice ergonomic design, so it's very comfortable to actually use. And again, for myself as a therapist, one of the things I look for is comfort. Some of these other tools are a lot heavier and very blocky. Okay, so if it's heavy and blocky, it can be particularly difficult to hold on to or uncomfortable if you have to use it for an extended period of time. So the tool is very comfortable, it's fairly light, which is pretty nice. I think this unit in particular is made from fiberglass, so that's a nice option too. It's very aesthetically pleasing as well, so that's pretty cool. The next thing I'm going to look at after speed is I'm going to look at what are the attachments that we get with this. Now the cool thing is now there's so many more attachments available than what I've ever had available in some of these other units, so I've really had a lot of fun being able to test out new attachments on these tools for different areas of the body. So some of them are fairly standard, like now you're going to get this standard flat device, okay, for the tool, which almost every unit has now. And there's almost always a direct pinpointed tool as well, okay, which is useful for smaller areas and tissues where you're just trying to isolate where you want the treatment. Okay, so that comes with the unit as well, which is fairly standard with other units. And we also have that large ball attachment, which is almost that kind of quasi-soft foam, which is useful, again, for areas like shoulders and so forth. Now, the other one that I really like, which is good as a therapist, is having the Prong. The Prong can be used for a number of different things. If you want to move laterally into the tissue, like if you have muscle fibers that are more oriented like this, and you can use the Prong to work sideways into the tissues, it can be a little bit more precise. But the primary thing that this thing is good for is running it straight down the sides of the spine. Now that's a great tool and a nice addition that some of these more other types of tools like this would be used for. But again, that's a completely separate device and has that one primary function. So it's nice to see those now with these percussion units, and it comes as a standard piece with the Everyfun percussion massager. The only downside to this is for using it on the spine, you can't do it on yourself. Somebody else has to do it for you. But again, it's really nice to have that attachment because to me that was a really, really valuable piece. Now the other thing with the Everyfun that comes with this, and I have not used this attachment before, is a rubber piece that has a compression function, and I'll actually soften or disperse the percussive waves a little bit as it gets into the tissue, which is very interesting. Again, I didn't know what that was going to feel like until I tried it out, and I really, really liked it. So what they do is it's not its own attachment, it's actually a rubber piece that fits right on top of this flat one, okay? So when we stick that thing on there, it has that element to it. So the attachment point itself is flat, and then it has that compressive tool in it. And again, just because it's one of the ones that I have not used before, and I started using this is probably one of my favorite attachments now. So it's really pretty cool to come with the unit. So the other piece, and before I get into a little bit more of the specifics here, the thing that I like about the packaging, they give you some nice storage stuff, okay? And a lot of tools now, you do not get any storage devices with it. They might give you a little baggie. This is a very nice bag to actually come with this. But the other thing I really, really liked is that you get a really nice storage case with this. That is pretty cool. I think out of all of the ones that I have bought, I think I only got a storage case with one of them, and that device was about $2,800. So for the price of this unit, getting a really nice carrying case is awesome. Now the reason why you want to have a good carrying case is you need to take care of the device and the motor. One of the things in particular you want to avoid is getting a lot of dust and debris inside of that area here, because it will accumulate and you're going to have to get in there and clean that out, which most people don't want to do. So if you want to preserve the life of these machines, these things can last a long time. Some of these percussion devices like this one, I have had again for I think over 18 years now. I have to check on that. But it lasts a long time. The motor hasn't died out. If you take good care of your tools, then you're not going to have to keep buying them. Okay? So other than that, again, what I like about this is portability. Okay, so you don't have to have it plugged in. This has a very long battery life. I think this thing lasts about 10 hours, which is pretty amazing. So you're not going to have to charge that very often. The carrying case that you get with it, you get great attachments with it. And then the other thing that always comes up is noise. Now, with a lot of these newer units, you don't have to really deal too much with noise. These older units, amazingly, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the Theragun, but this thing is insanely loud. That was one of the biggest downsides of having a Theragun outside of the price. Okay, so the price was high, but again, operating that in an office or it's somewhere where you have colleagues working, it can be obnoxious. And again, that limits really how much I want to use that thing. But some of these newer devices, again, they're coming with like a whisper quiet technology with them. And you probably can barely even hear that, right? And that's what's pretty awesome. I have little ones, so for me, I could actually be using this in the living room or in the next room as kids just kind of working on stuff, and there's no chance that that's going to be interrupted in any way to a nap or something like that. So it's very awesome, okay, that even at the higher speeds, as we get up there, it's more like a hum than it is on anything else, okay? And it's, again, quite comfortable to be able to use that anywhere, okay? Especially with this wonderful attachment. I can't say enough about it. I really, really enjoy it. It feels good, okay? And, of course, this has its own tech for being able to auto shut off after 10 minutes. I'm not exactly sure how you would forget. Maybe if you're putting it on and you fall asleep, right, because it feels good, you forget about it, it's going to auto shut off. It'll save the battery and again prevent any mishaps with it as well. So that's a nice little bonus. And again, I mentioned that you have 5 speeds on here. So again, pretty cool, solid device overall. But the primary selling points are versus the other ones, it's got a great price point. We also have the carrying case with it, and we have the wonderful attachments with it. It's whispers quiet, and it has 5 speeds. I mean, that's enough for me. If I'm going to get a percussion device, that's what I'm pretty much going to go for. Some of these other tools that you might be familiar with, they only have about 3 speeds to them, you know, some limitation, and again, ergonomic design and so forth. And again, having a carrying case, which I think is a really big deal. So pretty soon I'm going to be putting out probably a little bit more comprehensive video too to compare some of these tools together. As people ask me a lot, they say, which one should I buy? Well, it's going to be based predominantly on the factors that I just told you about, but also sometimes from a professional standpoint, you might use one percussion tool over another, you know, because people ask me, why do you have so many? Well, first of all, because I try them out for different purposes. There are a lot of different parts of the body I will use different things on under different circumstances. So, but pretty soon I'll be releasing some videos and some training stuff on that. But right now, what I give the grade on the Everyfun here percussion massager, I give it an A+. I think it's a great tool. I like it. I'm looking forward to testing this out a lot more on my clientele, but I can tell you now from its lightness and so forth, it's going to be an easy one to recommend. So if you're interested in this one, feel free, of course, to drop down below. I'm going to put a specialized link down there and a coupon code so you can get a nice discount for this great tool. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what else you'd like me to take a look at or review. I'm happy to go check out those products and give you my opinion on those things so I can help you make some informed decisions. So thanks for watching this review video here. Again, Sam Visnick, releasemuscletherapy.com, and I'll see you next time.